practice, pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me, I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Trey season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my old flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on. To the hearse, party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete, I'm a verbal athlete. Deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
Welcome everybody to the Morning Update Show. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm your co-host Trey Holiday, and excited to be back in studio with my co-host with the most and this amazing crew. Got to give it up to my guy Big O. What up, Big O?
Hey, what's up, Trey? How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Real quick, got some breaking news right here. Let me get into the camera. Breaking news. This is from the law firm Strittmatter, Kessler, Kohler, and more. And it says here, there's going to be a press conference later on today at 2 p.m. There's breaking news development in the legal case of Charlena Lyles versus the city of Seattle, officers Anderson and McNew. It says the wrongful death lawsuit was filed in September 8, 2017. This case was derailed when former King County Superior Court Judge Julie Spector dismissed the lawsuit against the officers on January 4, 2019. The matter went up on appeal and was reversed. Remember that. It was reversed back in February of 2021 and remanded back to Superior Court for trial, which was set for February 7th of next year. Last night at 10:30 p.m., the parties reached a settlement agreement. So basically, in the case, the wrongful death case of Charlena Lyles versus the city of Seattle, officers Anderson and officers McNew, there was a settlement that was reached last night at 10:30 p.m. There's going to be a 2 o'clock press conference, and we'll make sure and get over and cover that.
Yeah, I mean, this is important news for the whole city. I mean, we have been talking about Charlena Lyles' murder really for a very long time. And honestly, it's I know this is ringing in the ears of so many throughout communities because people saw this case go up and down as you just described there. Oh, so I'm glad that we'll be getting more details at 2 p.m. today.
For sure. And we'll continue to say her name, Charlena Lyles. Good morning, everybody. Want to welcome you to the Morning Update Show and remind you that right now is the perfect opportunity to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Reminding everyone that you can listen to the Morning Update Show anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. They're putting SoundCloud up right there, but you can also catch us on Google, Spotify, and iTunes, and all you have to do is search Converge Media Network. Our daily reminder as well, the COVID-19 vaccine, and man, this is a story that keeps growing here, and actually we got a clip we're going to play, but the COVID-19 vaccine is readily available here in Martin Luther King County. Curtis is putting a link right there in the comments if you need the vaccine or you need a booster. And now CDC is saying that all adults should get a booster, or if you need testing information, or if you got questions as well. That's a good link right there, a resource from our friends over at Public Health, Seattle, King County, for those of you that want to get vaccinated, tested, or have more questions, concerns. And we're going to play this clip right here from CBS Mornings about the Omicron variant now, and people are shutting their borders and some of everything else. As a matter of fact, I'll play the clip and we'll go right back to it.
President Biden is urging caution, but he says lockdowns are currently not, we repeat, not on the table. Health officials warn it's likely the strain is already here in this country. Nancy Cordes is at the White House with more on the story. Nancy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail. The president said that this variant is not a cause for panic, but that it is a cause for concern. And while we still don't know exactly how strong Omicron is, the CDC is already adjusting its vaccine guidance, recommending last night that all U.S. adults get a booster.
It is very likely that this virus is already here in the United States and circulating.
The CDC's new guidance says everyone ages 18 and older should get a booster 6 months after their initial Pfizer or Moderna series or 2 months after getting J&J. Dr. Michael Osterholm says the U.S. could be in for a rough winter.
People don't realize we're more susceptible today in this country as a whole because of the number of people who are now 6, 7, or 8 months out who have not gotten their boosters and who are now starting to revert back to a much higher risk.
And new overnight, the CEO of Moderna reportedly said the existing vaccines could be much less effective against Omicron, telling the Financial Times, quote, all the scientists I've talked to are like, this is not going to be good. State and local officials aren't waiting to find out, pleading with the unvaccinated to get the shot now.
The longer you wait, the more risk you're taking.
New York City issued new advisories recommending a return to masking indoors.
We're telling you get those masks back on now. It's smart to do.
Dozens of countries, including the U.S., have now imposed travel bans to and from countries in southern Africa, where the variant was first detected. It's left travelers stranded around the world.
There's several thousand Europeans trying to get home via the only routes available, which it's a mess for everyone.
The UN Secretary General argued the people of Africa should not be penalized for identifying and sharing crucial science. President Biden defended the ban.
We needed time to give people an opportunity to say, get that vaccination now before it heads. It's going to move around the world.
We kind of heard that before from a different president with a ban. We need some time to get ahead of everything and everything else. But so a few things here is like the South Africans have some of the best virologists and scientists in the world, right? And they identified this variant and they rang the alarm. And for ringing the alarm, all of Southern Africa is now blocked from travel and everything else. And what the World Health Organization is saying is that it's better to just have, instead of blocking people, it's better to have a vaccine mandate on the aircraft. Like you can't fly unless you're vaccinated, as opposed to blocking now, these countries there in Southern Africa. I mean, the other thing is that as long as there's populations that have minimal access to the vaccine, as long as like here was just with this hella vaccine, people are just like, maybe I'll take it, maybe I don't. But there's so many parts of the world where there's very little vaccine. And when you have a high population that's not vaccinated, it leads to variants being able to be exploited and everything else. And so be prepared, Trey Holiday. Omicron virus or variant is now here.
You know, this is another huge topic. I mean, we have been all making adjustments and trying to follow COVID. I think, you know, it's crazy because anytime there's some type of viral pandemic like this, so many people are trying to get educated on how viruses spread, what they can be doing, what are the natural remedies, how can they, you know, naturally boost their vaccine, or those who are still hesitant, how can they eat the right foods and kind of be in the right kind of healthy state. This is such a whirlwind for all of us. And please believe, you know, we'll be staying up on this as more and more information comes out. I will not be surprised when we start to see, you know, reports coming out that give us more and more details on this. Oh, this is just the beginning. And I think we're going to be in for a long haul on this one.
Yeah. And again, the CDC is saying that all adults, they should go get their booster shot, everything else. I mean, the thing is that when we wanted a fast result, and that's what people wanted, a fast result around a vaccine, that it's like we're all still learning in real time now. I mean, there's some vaccines, why vaccines, they said, take years and years, because they know that it's like if we waited a year or 2 years or 3 years on this, then they would have been able to be like, oh, okay, well, it's only effectiveness is 6 months or this or that. Like, we don't know the long-term effectiveness of all of these, and we don't know how many more times people are going to have to get boosters and everything else, and how many times people are going to want to shut off their countries, you know, especially South Africa as well. Wow. Want to make sure and bring this up. Today is the last day to make your nomination for your favorite Black-owned business, organization, or nonprofit. We'll put the link there in the comments. It's the Kwanzaa Awards presented by Kanara Park Kids. And there's so many worthy Black-owned businesses, organizations, and nonprofits. I know have you nominated yet?
Yeah, you know, I've nominated a couple. And let's not forget individuals. I mean, it is also open to amazing individuals who exhibit the principles of Kwanzaa. And honestly, it's a great effort. I'm excited because I know there's a lot of people that have been sending around nominations or suggestions of nominations, right? Folks are like, hey, don't forget about us. And you know what? It's a great time to really celebrate all the people that are doing amazing and phenomenal work out there in community. So shout out again to Kanara Park Kids for an amazing effort.
The link is there in the comments. Go ahead and nominate, again, your favorite Black-owned business, organization, nonprofit, or individual, as Trey Holiday said right there. Also, I'm remiss. Sometimes I just jump right into the show. We did have some breaking news. I have a handcrafted motion graphic for this. We have Chef Trey Lamont of the Jerk Shack. There it is right there. Looks good. Nice picture, Chef. Chef's going to be joining us a little later on in the show. He's going to be talking about his jerk rub. You know, he's going to be talking about his jerk rub. In other news here, this is international news. This is dope because I was actually there 2 years ago, and one of our favorite people in the whole world, Onika Gilmay, Fly Be Unique, is from Barbados. She's Beijing, as they say. And man, the people of Barbados yesterday, they cut their final colonial ties and they became the newest republic in the world. Barbados, they're no longer part of the British Empire. The Queen is no longer the head of state there. This is a nice clip I found. This is from a news station, DW, out of Germany.
Now, Barbados has become the world's newest republic, and the island has inaugurated Sandra Mason as its first Black president. She has replaced Britain's Queen Elizabeth as head of state. Coinciding with its 55th anniversary of independence, the Caribbean island has now shed the last of its colonial ties, nearly 400 years after the first English ships arrived. Barbadian singer and entrepreneur Rihanna was among those who gathered for the historic event.
Saying goodbye to the British monarchy as a new era dawns for Barbados.
Possessing a clear sense of who we are and what we are capable of achieving in the year 2021, we now turn our vessel's bow towards the new republic. We do this so that we may seize the full substance of our sovereignty.
Britain's Prince Charles attended the ceremony and acknowledged the atrocities committed by his country as the colonial power.
From the darkest days of our past and the appalling atrocity of slavery, which forever stains our history, the people of this island forged their path with extraordinary fortitude.
The new republic quickly honoured its homegrown stars. Singer Rihanna was declared a national hero by Prime Minister Mia Mottley.
May you continue to shine like a diamond and bring honour to your nation.
Mottley, along with other Caribbean leaders, has called for reparations from former colonising and slaveholding countries in Europe. Shrugging off the last remainders of their colonial past, they now want justice for their new republic.
Want justice for their new republic. Indeed. Congratulations to all of the folks out there in Barbados, those that are away and from Barbados. This is a huge, huge feat for the entire country. First Black woman as their president. I mean, they're going to be on for some new things, Omari, I'm sure, as they are reclaiming their independence and really breaking away from the control and the guise of Great Britain and the UK. Look, this is an exciting day. I'm over here already like, hey, there we go.
The first thing they're probably going to do is probably reclaim their money. You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know, it's a lot of Commonwealth countries and the Queen is on the money. We were just there in Belize and the Queen of England is on all the money there. But I mean, this is a good thing. And, you know, Prince Charles, I don't think that he probably could have said it any better. That it's like, I mean, sooner or later, people have to come to the reality of the lived history that we've had collectively on this planet. And, you know, the British, at one point, they said that the sun never sets on the British Empire. That's how much land that literally that the British Empire controlled. The sun never set on the British Empire. It wasn't just a figure of speech. It was something that's real. And if you look at it, even right now, there's still a whole lot of Commonwealth countries that are under British head of state, right? And you'd be surprised, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Belize, where we were just at, Grenada, Jamaica, Papua New Guinea, St. Lucia, Solomon Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And St. Vincent and Grenadines, that's where the Garifuna people were at, right? Remember, it was the British who exiled the Garifuna people off of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it wasn't until, and they made their way to Belize, and then the British saw the Garifuna people again in Belize, was like, damn, we thought we killed you guys. And then they ended up making a partnership with them. So, yeah, big shout out to the people of Barbados. And I mean, and you saw there, people of Barbados are as well. They're like, man, pay the fee.
Yeah. I mean, and rightfully so. This is exactly what we're talking about. I mean, if you're really gonna atone to the words of Prince Charles and do something about it, that's where pay the fee really comes in. That's where reparations comes in. I think they're really smart to go after it right away, because ultimately, as we've seen, you know, it can get a little bit settling, and that whole debate, you know, kind of gets washed away as you start gaining your own independence and doing your own thing. So I think it's really important that they actually, you know, Britain looks at that and takes heed to the words that Prince Charles said there and really atones for the atrocities of their past. Man, pay that fee.
Pay the fee. Yeah. All right. Now, moving from pay the fee to pay it forward. Today is Giving Tuesday, and everybody is giving. So a reminder out there to you guys, charity starts at home. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching, we're not a nonprofit, so you won't find us somewhere on the Giving Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? The hustle is real over here, man. It's small business. So you're more than welcome to give here. whereweconverge.com/donate. We ain't gonna send you no thing for no tax reimbursement or any of that. So you know what I'm saying? You just give it to be given, and that's the real I got a link to here that I want to share, but it's Giving Tuesday. Who do you encourage? Who are you encouraging people to give to?
Oh my goodness, there's so many amazing organizations out there. Shout out to King County Equity Now. Shout out to Africa Town Community Land Trust. I mean, those are two that are near and dear to my heart always. But honestly, there's so many amazing organizations. When I think about the amazing work of Wanawari and what they're doing and how they just had an amazing neighborhood tour, a walking tour where they brought almost 200 people out to just connect with one another and understand the neighborhood. There's so many great organizations, and particularly for me, I work with a lot of Black-led organizations. When I think about Choose 180, the amazing work they're doing, Community Passageways, I mean, honestly, I could go on and on, but honestly, you guys, if there's something that you love, something that you are passionate about, trust me, there's an organization that's community-based, that's doing a lot of that work on the ground. Shout out to all of the amazing organizations that I know of and those I don't. You guys work hard day in and day out, and you deserve to be thought of as people are seeking out who they're going to be donating to. So please feel free to give to an organization that's near and dear to your heart.
All right. So for me, I'm going to keep it simple. Can you put the camera on wide, please, Mr. Delgado? The Black Heritage Society of Washington State. And the tireless work of Stephanie Johnson Tolliver and the team over there at the Black Heritage Society of Washington State for their work of archiving and uplifting Black people, our history, our culture, our legacy. There's a link right there in the comments that Curtis will put down there. Yeah, they could definitely use the support. And man, you know, Converge were a direct beneficiary of the good work of the Black Heritage Society of Washington State. We are going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about this issue here in South King County. I got an article from Seattle Times. South King County cities calling for a collective approach to combat rise in violent crime. So we want to address that. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Lisa Gordon here on Converge Media, giving you that tea you didn't know you needed for Market Street Shoes over in Ballard. Check this out. Not only do they have great shoes for the summertime, but they have the shoes that you didn't even know you needed for the fall and winter. We all know it not only rains and snows a lot out here, so you definitely need those boots, but you also need a little bit of luggage, or at least a bag to put your clothes in, because let's be frank, we all love to get out of here during the fall and winter and go somewhere a little bit warmer. So whether you need accessories, shoes, or a little bit of luggage to jump on that plane, trust and believe Market Street Shoes has everything that you need. You just need to pull up and find it.
Habari Gani. My name is Noni Irvin, and I am the creator and founder of Kanara Park Kids, as well as the president of our sister nonprofit, Black for Charities, a 501c3 fiscally sponsored by Shunpike. Together, we are hosting the Kwanzaa Awards because it is important that we acknowledge and recognize the contributions and efforts of individuals and organizations who are showing us what the Kwanzaa principles look like throughout the year. Award recipients will be announced in January, 1 week after Kwanzaa holiday. The nomination window is open October 1st to November 30th, and yes, you can submit more than one nomination. Eligibility is simple. Individual award recipients must identify as Black, African American, or Pan-African, and organization award recipients must be 100% Black owned if for-profit, or 100% Black led if nonprofit. We are celebrating individuals and organizations that embody all 7 principles of Kwanzaa. There will be a total of 16 awards, an individual and an organization or business for Umoja, unity, Kujitchagulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Kuumba, creativity, and Imani, faith. We will also have an Ngozi Saba award for an individual and an organization who embody all 7 of the principles. Visit us at kanaraparkkids.com and select Kwanzaa Awards from the homepage or the main menu.
Pacific Northwest Ballet is thrilled to be back on stage with your favorite holiday tradition, the Nutcracker. Brighten your holidays with this timeless tale, performed by PNB's incredible company of dancers to the live magic of the PNB Orchestra, playing Tchaikovsky's classic score. Treat your loved ones to the Nutcracker at Seattle Center's McCaw Hall. Tickets and health and safety information at pnb.org.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. My name is Omari Salisbury. Let me get everything together over here. So I want to talk about something that caught my eye this morning. Reading the Seattle Times. There's an article. You put it up right here. And it says, South King County City is calling for a collective approach to combat rise in violent crime. And this is by Sarah Jean Green from the Seattle Times. And basically, Federal Way, the city that you live in out there, man, it's a lot of violent crime literally going on in South King County. Federal Way Mayor Jim Farrell wants to see a coordinated response to rising violent crime in South King County, county cities. And it's called on mayors, police, and county officials to convene a joint meeting to come up with a plan. First of all, you live in Federal Way. But before I kind of go back and forth on this, I mean, what's the story in Federal Way?
Well, I think that there's a large number of influx of families that Federal Way may not have been prepared for when I think about the Federal Way city government. And ultimately, there's no real connection to those families. I mean, when you're talking about how do we combat certain things of crime, we've been talking about treating the whole person. It's not just about doing programming for programming's sake, but it's about being able to center the people that you're there to serve. And I think that there's some work that can be done, particularly in Federal Way, in that regard. I do think there's some great folks that are doing some amazing things. Shout out to Federal Way Black Collective. There's several other groups that are really like, okay, this is us trying to put people's voices at the center of solutions. But I think that there's a large gap that we're seeing out there. And, honestly, there's a lot more that can be done.
Right. Well, so here's the thing is, I was a bit confused with this article, and I reached out to Dow Constantine's office, a small discussion there, and follow it up afterwards, is that the Federal Way mayor is saying that he wants to see, convene a meeting of mayors and police chiefs and everything else, which is a good idea. But nowhere in there is a mention of zero youth detention and the work that this regional approach, we've been covering the regional approach here for months now, and also the regional peacekeepers collective and everything else. There is a regional, I want to know, where is the gap between the mayor of Federal Way and between public health Seattle King County? Because public health Seattle King County and zero youth detention and all these guys, they've been having these meetings. There's 39 municipalities, almost all the different mayors, especially in the South, are part of this coordinated effort. I mean, and they've been trying to talk to police chiefs and use their big data machine to be able to identify. It's like the mayor here in Kent. What's the Kent mayor's name? Sorry, Mayor Kent. I'm drawing a blank. But like the mayor of Kent said, it's like, they could, it's a few bad actors, if you compare it to the overall population. But I didn't see any mention in here of the work that these guys are doing at the county level. So the first thing I did, I saw this article, I'm calling Executive Constantine's office. Like, hey, you know what? What's going on? What's the gap here? And I also reached out to Derek Wheeler Smith. And, with Derek Wheeler Smith, long conversation this morning. Hopefully we can get him on here. Derek Wheeler Smith is over at Public Health Seattle King County and zero youth detention. And, when you read this article here, I think that you'll find that a lot of what's being said is something that we've gone through before here. And what Derek is saying is that stabilization of street violence is 10% of the actual need. There's the other things that go along with the stabilization of the individual, because a lot of times this violence is related to other things: housing insecurity, job insecurity, food insecurity, and everything else. And it's like, when people are talking about violence interrupters are a small percentage of the people involved in the ecosystem to actually be able to make an impact in what's happening on the streets. And, I want to reach out to the mayor of Federal Way this afternoon and really ask him, like, where, because this is an important thing here. We need to find where the disconnect is, because this is almost, as well as some of this is duplication of the work. These guys have been out there hitting the ground and being in these municipalities in South King County and really trying to bring a coalition together of mayors, of police chiefs, working with the county and everything else.
Yeah, and the thing of it is that they really have a community-centric approach. This is why I'm really interested to hear what Mayor Jim Farrell has to say about his activity or his contribution to this regional approach. I think it's really important because there is 14% Black families in Federal Way, 14%. And honestly, when I look at some of the efforts that are kind of being done out there, I've been saying for a while now to a lot of my friends and family that Federal Way has a long way to go when it comes to caring for those families and what it means. I mean, recently I was on a call for the City Council of Federal Way where they were debating about a community oversight committee for the police out there, and a large number of the callers that were calling in were saying we don't need that. Our police are doing well, but what we keep seeing is that there needs to be more of a community-centric approach, and that's really what got me so excited about the regional approach. Was yes, let's make sure it's regional so that the things that are working are easily being scaled up in these communities where they need to be. I mean, this is maybe new information for the city of Federal Way, but these actual community strategies, they work. So what are we going to be doing as a city out there in South King County to scale them up?
Right. Well, we're the little engine that could. Maybe we can help bridge the gap here, though. Executive Constantine, Public Health Seattle King County, Mayor Jim Farrell, Mayor Ralph out there. But Mayor Ralph is aware of the regional approach that has been participating in it. But man, you guys, because these things are out there and they're occurring. Do they need more resources? Yes. Do people need to crank it up? Yes. And I will say this: I'm glad that the mayor, Jim Farrell, and Federal Way is voicing concern about this. Is voicing concern about citizens dying in his city. This is important because we talk about far too often. Sometimes people don't say anything, so that's a good thing. But I mean, we've seen this. We've seen the work that's going on in the county. And the reason why we talk about this regional approach, when Mayor Farrell is saying that he wants all the police and mayors and everybody to meet, which is a good idea, convene. This regional approach that's been going on, the reason why it's important is they've been tracking the interactions. Public Health Seattle King County has big data, and that big data in this regional approach, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they bring a lot to the table. They'll tell you, oh, this person got shot. You know what I'm saying? They know this person has a 30% chance to most likely get shot or be shooting someone because they witnessed a shooting or was next to a shooting. They got people who go to Harborview and to the different trauma centers. They got people, again, on the street side, the violence interrupters to try to stop people from retaliation and everything else. So, I mean, if there's a gap that's missing here with the mayor of Federal Way and the mayors and police chiefs in South King County, and the efforts that are being made by Public Health Seattle King County, man, I would challenge both sides. Hey, you guys need to figure this out. These are lives on the line, and we don't need to waste time duplicating efforts. We need to see how people can come together and enhance existing efforts.
I agree 100%. And, the thing of it is that's really how we're going to sustain any progress. I think one of the things that we have seen far too often in history is the reinvention of the wheel. We see it time and time again. And that just means that it's like you're moving, maybe 3 steps forward, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps back. And ultimately there's an amazing, solid effort happening. Exactly what Mayor Farrell is calling for is already going on. So it's great to be able to have the opportunity to tap in to the fact that you don't have to actually be the one to bring it all together. Just tap into the things that are working and bring your data from Federal Way, bring your expertise into it to make it even better.
Yeah, and no doubt. And like I said, I mean, you can't have it both ways. Somebody like me can't be like, man, politicians need to say something. Then when they say something, be like, oh, why did you say this? So, I mean, I'm acknowledging, and this is, these are people's children, family members, sons, daughters, who are dying in our streets. So I'm happy that the mayor of Federal Way, Mayor Farrell and Mayor Ralph over in Kent, that, man, they're ringing the alarm across the county to say, hey, something has to be done here, because it does. And what I'm saying is like, man, this is great that you're bringing the awareness to it. Now let's link in. Let's link in with the efforts that are already out there and what's going on. This is a ZYD. how many months ago was this?
Yeah.
This was in the old studio.
Yeah.
This is at least 7 months ago that we got this PSA from ZYD.
Public Health, Seattle, King County, Zero Youth Detention, along with our partners from across the South King County region, are committed to reducing violence and creating the conditions needed for our neighborhoods to be safe and free of crime. Too often, the response to crime and violence has been a piecemeal approach with a program here and a program there. When family units collapse, schools fail to educate, the economy fails to produce jobs, and crime rises, we've looked to law enforcement and punitive measures to save us. Nothing could be more wrong or further from the truth. Law enforcement can't shoulder all the burden or take the rest of us off the hook. We are acknowledging the lived experiences of Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities. We are centering community as the experts who can effectively identify key issues related to systems, policies, and practices that impact children, families, and communities of color across this region. Those most impacted by the issues will help call out and identify the root causes, including structural and systemic factors. 150 residents will partner with King County to develop strategies, solutions, and an action plan that explicitly addresses system changes needed and eliminates barriers to access for Black, Brown, and Indigenous folks. These residents will also identify the criteria used to measure our collective success. Simply put, we need your help as we do the work needed to make King County the safest in this country. It will take specific commitments from all of us, community members, our young people, elders, and leaders from the sectors all across this region. Together, we will get this work done. Please click the link below and sign up for a work group. Or you can recommend a co-facilitator from community for each work group. We look forward to hearing your ideas, concerns, feedback, and solutions as we build a community where all our children can be happy, healthy, hopeful, safe, and thriving.
So that was the ZYD PSA. I mean, this was months and months and months ago, and talking about, creating this regional approach. That's why they wanted feedback from across King County to be able to work together with elected officials, law enforcement, community groups, and organizations, and everything else. So again, I think that this is a great opportunity for Mayor Jim Farrell, Federal Way, to sit down with Zero Youth Detention and Public Health, Seattle, King County, and I mean, kind of see the different efforts that are going on there. And like I said, I'm not knocking the mayor at all for bringing attention to something that's so important and near and dear to us here at Converge. Just here during this video, Trey's telling us about somebody we know, you know what I'm saying, who's been shot over there on Rainier and MLK when we were down in Belize. You know what I'm saying, the murder over there. So like, man, this is all real to us. And so hopefully Mayor Farrell and some of the mayors in South King County can connect with Public Health Seattle King County and see what they have going on and work collectively around this issue. Yeah,
I think collective is the best word here, because honestly, the idea is that it can no longer be just a top-down approach. If you're only getting police chiefs and mayors together, you're not incorporating the knowledge from the community. And I think that's one of the things I really appreciate so much about the regional approach and what ZYD is doing. Ultimately, they have people that understand this. And as you said, the big data, man, it speaks volumes. Tap in, plug in, because your expertise is necessary for all the mayors who are not already tapped in. I think it's really important for you guys to look into this effort and figure out how this entire effort can benefit your city.
Yeah, no, this man, this is real. We're gonna stay on top of it. We're gonna switch gears here and talk about food. We got Chef Trey Lamont in the building, and we're gonna be talking. There it is, handcrafted motion graphic. You looking good, Chef. I saw that Taekwondo, huh? You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Pacific Northwest Ballet is thrilled to be back on stage with your favorite holiday tradition, the Nutcracker. Brighten your holidays with this timeless tale, performed by PNB's incredible company of dancers to the live magic of the PNB Orchestra, playing Tchaikovsky's classic score. Treat your loved ones to the Nutcracker at Seattle Center's McCaw Hall. Tickets and health and safety information at pnb.org.
Habari gani? My name is Noni Irvin, and I am the creator and founder of Canara Park Kids, as well as the president of our sister nonprofit, Black for Charities, a 501c3 fiscally sponsored by Shunpike. Together, we are hosting the Kwanzaa Awards because it is important that we acknowledge and recognize the contributions and efforts of individuals and organizations who are showing us what the Kwanzaa principles look like throughout the year. Award recipients will be announced in January, 1 week after Kwanzaa holiday. The nomination window is open October 1st to November 30th, and yes, you can submit more than one nomination. Eligibility is simple. Individual award recipients must identify as Black, African American, or Pan-African, and organization award recipients must be 100% Black owned if for-profit or 100% Black led if nonprofit. We are celebrating individuals and organizations that embody all 7 principles of Kwanzaa. There will be a total of 16 awards, an individual and an organization or business for Umoja, unity, Kujichagulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Kuumba, creativity, and Imani, faith. We will also have an Ngozi Saba award for an individual and an organization who embody all 7 of the principles. Visit us at canaraparkkids.com and select Kwanzaa Awards from the homepage or the main menu.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. What's up, Hickey? Man, you got a super tan down in Belize.
It's good. It looked good.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. I'm joined right now on the set by a good friend, Chef Trey Lamont of the Jerk Shack. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, no, it's your first time in the new digs, man.
And I love it. I love the mural behind me, this collage. It makes me feel good.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even think about it till just now. Man, we got a whole archive with you. But I could have went way back to Jackson Street. You know what I'm saying? 3 years ago, I got interviews with you, Chef.
Hey man, you know, I'm always gonna give it to you first. So
yeah, no, my man. All right. So I know we're gonna be talking about the rub and everything else. And I mean, you continue. There's a few things I want to talk to you about. I want to play a video first. But of course, the rub, but then also you are such an ambassador for Black brands. And it's like you're not just talking it, you're living it. But let's show some people behind the scenes in your kitchen first. We caught you a few months ago. Jake Gravbrock caught up with you during the kickoff of one of the salmon seasons, and you got a salmon and you hooked it up. We'll take a look at that and come right back.
So what I want to do is I want to show you guys what I look for in choosing salmon. Is today supposed to be the first day of Copper River?
Yeah, we late though.
You late?
Yeah.
Is that me? I'm late.
No, we're late.
Didn't get any yet.
No.
What I look for when I'm buying salmon is like the eye clarity and the firmness of the fish and everything. You know, you just touch it, see if it's a little if it has a little give, then you know it's not as fresh. But if it's like really firm, then it's super fresh. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some fresh wild Alaskan salmon. It's $34.50 a pound compared to the $15.99 a pound, which is farm raised. But I'm gonna get the wild king salmon, and we're gonna go from there. So the salmon that we got is king salmon, wild caught king salmon. What we have to do is trim it a little bit and take some of the belly off. I usually try to go the width of the knife here. And how we do this is we season both sides. We have our beautiful Cuban spice rub and our salt. So what I do is I start in a cold pan, a cool pan, and not a hot pan, because I don't want to shock the flesh of the salmon. So I'm gonna hit it with a little olive oil. I'm gonna place it flesh side down, and then you season both sides. There we go like that. And then I bring it to temp. You're gonna put some butter in there. Don't overcook it. You should treat salmon like steak, right? You should have it nice and either medium rare, medium well. So it's not done because it's really soft in the middle, right? It's not firm enough, but we got it where we want it to be, so we could cook it the rest of the way in the oven. So you get your sear. You do the same thing for steak, but we're gonna go like this. And we're gonna pop it in the oven there. I'm gonna soak these in cold water here. It's going to take some of the harshness off of the onion, some of the bite, but it's gonna leave the flavor of the onion, and it also curls them. And the salmon is almost done. Timing, oh man, I'd say about 7 minutes total cooking of that fish. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful. Now Trey Holiday is over here, and look, she's looking up at the big screen. That salmon, that salmon up on the big screen is still up there right now. That salmon is cracking. We ain't get our salmon, dog.
You can come get some today because it's on the menu.
You hear that, Grandpa?
Every day right now.
Okay, so me and the big fella would definitely be there. All right, so listen, tell us about the rub. What's happening, man?
Well, this rub is our jerk spice rub partnership with Rub with Love with Tom Douglas, and we are in every Tom Douglas restaurant. They're selling it and they're using it actually, and still paying the fee. So they're not just using my recipe and just not paying for it and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. And it's on Amazon.com, and it's also on TomDouglas.com's website, and you can also get it at the Jerk Shack.
All right. I heard it's been selling out.
Yeah, man, it was pretty awesome. The first 30 minutes when we posted it on Amazon last Wednesday, it sold out in 30 minutes. And then we had to restock it the next day, and then it sold out again. So since we've launched it, we've had to restock it about 4 times. And since our last restock, it's been a larger order for Amazon. So we haven't had to restock it yet, but I'm waiting on y'all out there, my people to order some more.
It's also in some stores, or going in stores, right? It's in a few different locations, and
definitely it's in some stores nationally. We're trying to get since the pandemic, our broker has been able to get it into all the Krogers nationally, but it's on its way. PCCs have picked it up. Every PCC except for 3, I believe, in the state of Washington. So that's 12 PCCs in Washington that is going in, and it's also going soon to be in Whole Foods and Met Market.
Hey, bro, did you just say that it's gonna be going into all the Krogers?
Yes, sir.
Man, we know who to hit up. next time we need some bread, we gonna come call you. Man, that's big.
Yeah, man, they have over 5,000 stores, so hopefully we can get that order out. And currently we are working Costco right now, trying to get them to order for the spring and summer season.
So what made you come with the idea of like, hey, I should do well, you already do the rub anyway, they're in a restaurant, but what was the idea to say like, man, I should package this up and sell it?
Well, I think it's just entrepreneurship and showing that we as Black people here, especially here in Seattle, but nationwide, we are the creators of flavor. So I mean, why can't they purchase our product instead of going to the other, I'm not going to name any names, but the other side, when people crave our flavor, and we're the ones that create that flavor all the time, and either it gets stolen or borrowed, or however you want to say, however you want to say it. And we're the originators, especially of spice and flavor.
I ain't mad at you on that.
You look at another local brand like Johnny's Seasoning Salt. They're out of Tacoma. So I mean, they're known in every black kitchen I know of.
That's true. We all grew up with Johnny's, and so what an amazing blueprint to also know that locally it can happen.
Exactly. It's locally. I look at that and go, oh, why can't I do this? Let's do this and let's get a product out there.
That's the one thing about you, Chef, is you always approach things in a why not me? Why can't I do that? Why not me? And something else that you do is, like I mentioned before, you're an ambassador for so many black brands. Last time we were down there at the Jerk Shack, we shot something there because you kicked out all the other wines, all the wines from Europe, from South America,
Italy,
and you've got all black wines there. You started off with Frechette. We were out at Metier Brewing a few weeks ago and talked to Rodney out there, and all your taps are Metier.
Yeah.
When you look at, like, it's even something like some kind of honey oil or something that you make, that's black. Everything in your restaurant, not only is everything in your restaurant that can be black owned or black made, it is, but also you spend a lot of time going to other restaurants, introducing them to these black made products.
Right. I've developed relationships with some of the top white chefs in Seattle, like Tom Douglas, Ethan Stoll, the Canlis brother, Brian and Mark, and Kurt Demeyer of Beecher's and Butcher's Table. And every time I meet with them, I make it a point to bring up other black brands so that they could put them in their restaurants and do larger orders. When I purchase my salmon from the Native American tribes, I call up Tom Douglas, I call up Ethan Stoll, and I say, hey, my fish guys over here, do you want some salmon? And I buy 100 pounds, but those guys, they buy 200, 300, 400 pounds of salmon. He just goes from my restaurant straight to their warehouses and stuff, and they put their money where the mouth is. I mean, yeah, they're the other complexion, but they are really supporting and putting it out there, and they're actually mentoring me and showing me the way.
Well, I mean, the other thing is all these restaurateurs that you mentioned, that's fine dining. That's
correct.
That's quality. And the thing is that you and a lot of these brands that you represent are quality. No one's going to tell you that Metier beer is not damn good beer. Right. No one's going to tell you that Frechette wine is an amazing wine. No one's going to tell you that your rub with love, your jerk rub isn't amazing. And so, yes, this is great that these restaurateurs are like, hey, they're open for you, but also we're delivering. We're delivering quality.
Correct. We care about what we present to the public, and so do the brands that I partner with. And we don't have to have a partnership of they're paying me or I'm getting something out of it. I call them partners because I want to see them succeed, and they are providing me with product that is helping me succeed. So, I'm willing to share that knowledge with other people. And I think that with Frechette wine, whenever I've got with sommeliers from some of these top tier restaurants in Seattle, these fine dining restaurants, whenever they taste it, they go, oh my God, like this is something that's amazing that's coming out of the state of Washington, and being the only black owned winery in Washington state. And we do have another winemaker called E3 Wines that but they're not a winery, but they're making wine, and they're a group that we are putting out there as well. So whenever we've done a few events with United Way and Fair Start, and we've donated cases of E3 wine, which is a black wine maker as well.
Yeah, no, you definitely put your money where your mouth is. All right, Chef. So we're going to put this up on the screen now. We got an overlay here of this rub. This rub's moving so fast that the rub we were supposed to have this morning, now you in debt because it's like 7 people on set today.
Hey,
so when you come back, we all need our rub, but we got it up on the screen so you can tell people again, how can they get up with this rub?
look, you can get it on the website. It's cheaper to get it from the website, Tom Douglas website, but you're gonna convenience wise, if you're sending it to other people or you need it fast, like really fast, Amazon's pretty quick, and it's gonna be about $3 more, but you're paying that, because of that service, right? That convenience service. It's just a good stocking stuffer. It fits in the stockings. So I mean, if you know that people like to cook, or you know that they can't cook and they can't season, they need some help. Go ahead and pick this up and put it in their stockings for the holidays, and put it under the tree, because I think that it's a perfect size and perfect gift of caring and love, because as it says on the package, it's a rub with love, and that's what the holiday seasons are about.
Real quick, before we let you get out of here, what are the hours now of the Jerk Shack, the restaurant?
Oh man, we are open Monday through Saturday, 4 through 9 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, Friday, Saturday, we're open from 4 to 11 p.m.
All right, you still got that rum punch to go?
The rum punch to go is on deck, but you can also drink it there.
Good stuff. Chef Trey Lamont, man, my brother, fellow Bulldog, so everything else. Thank you so much for joining us.
Here. Cheers, man.
All right. Gonna take a quick break right now. When we come back, Trey Holiday returns. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish. I ain't even broke a sweat, homie. This practice. Pondering my next move. Staring at my track list. Hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist. Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady.
Playing the Paramount Theater December 28th to January 2nd. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
The Converge family flew here to Belize almost 1 week ago on a mission to learn about and uplift the mighty Garifuna people and their culture. In the days since we landed, not only have we been immersed in a rich cultural vibrancy, we've braved the surf and dug the sand and ascended to bear witness in ancient cultures and live like true Belizeans. The art, the legacy, the peace, the freedom, the food and the dance, and of course the mighty beating of the talking drum. From the Converge Media family here in Belize City, Belize, to our Converge family in Seattle and around the world, we wish you a happy, happy Thanksgiving.
Put no country above you, cause you teach me the things I need to learn up in my life. Sweet, sweet Belize, I miss you. I can't wait just to.
Yeah, I mean, that was for Thanksgiving, but I just love that ad.
Yeah, no, I was about to say it's such a great culmination of our time in Belize, and love the ad. Yeah, it just made me feel warm all over again.
Yeah, we got, but I put that back in there for you today because we missed you yesterday, and me and Jake were talking a little bit about our experience. We only got a few minutes here, but I definitely didn't want too much time to pass for you to be able to share some of your thoughts with our audience.
You know, I gotta say, shout out to Alaska Airlines and the Belize Tourism Board. The Belize Tourism Board had us all over Belize, first of all. And, you know, I wouldn't have been able to get that experience if I just went as a tourist. So I'm so thankful because we got to see so much of the greatness that Belize has to offer. And yet there's so much more that we can explore. Maybe with one of them free tickets we got, shout out Alaska Airlines. But the truth of the matter is that I had an amazing time. It was so great to bond with everybody on the Converge team. I think we got to closer, a little bit of a closeness, in terms of all of us that were able to go.
Yeah, I talked about yesterday, and I'll say it here quickly again today, is that, man, I'm so proud of our hometown airline. I'm so proud of Alaska Airlines. I mean, and just the way that I mean, it's just a class act. In our dealings with them, how much respect and regard the Belize government have for Alaska, their move, their actions, everything, man. And incredible journey for us. I can't wait to share all this content. And big shout out, mentioned the Belize Tourism Board. Big shout out to our guy, Perry.
Yeah, Perry.
Perry had us all over the country, and
I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't forget Lauren. Hold on, Lauren was driving us all up and down the country. Shout out to you, Lauren.
Lord, too, man. I mean, amazing experience. You see all these big smiles in here, and I can't wait we're gonna be talking to everybody, especially a lot of our young people. There was their first time ever with a passport, first time ever leaving the country, some everything else. So we're overtime today, but for a good reason, a good conversation today. Before we get out of here, any last words, Trey?
Oh my goodness. Always see yourself as a part of the solution. You know, I love when we bring guests on here because every single guest is another example of inspiration for you to see yourself as part of the solution. Chef Trey Lamont is surely helping those who may need a little help in the kitchen or those who just love to cook with his new rub. You guys, please find a way to see yourself as a part of an amazing solution out there.
That's right. Support Black business. Support Trey Lamont. That's a fellow Bulldog,
That's
too.
right.
You know what I'm saying? From the CD. You got to have something in every Kroger.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Beautiful.
From our neighborhood. Man, that's so dope. All right. Want to give a big thank you today to all of our production staff. We got a pretty big full house in here today. We see Hickey made it in.
Yeah.
He got so these guys, so everybody's here today because we got this fast internet here and they're all uploading all their stuff. These guys got terabytes and terabytes of stuff. But like I said, it's Giving Tuesday. Man, go out, be a joyful giver. People follow me on social media for years. My whole tagline up there has been believe in giving. And that's one of the best things that you can ever do. And on that note, I want to remind you, go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.